Hi friends. Boy, do I miss you guys. Seems like forever since I've been in the classroom with you. It's really just been 3 days, but I'm getting anxious to see all of you again. I wish I could tell you I'd be back soon, but it's gonna be a little bit longer still. But I miss you guys and I love you, and I thought that it would be fun to make some videos for you. And these videos are about a holiday that's coming up in about a week. And that holiday is Thanksgiving. So right before I left, we had started talking about it just a little bit. And I know Mrs. Ferron had to kind of pivot, and you've been learning about zoo animals while I'm gone, which is awesome. But I thought I'd start talking to you a little bit more about Thanksgiving. So I have a book here that Mrs. Edding loaned to me called A Turkey for Thanksgiving. The author is Eve Bunting, and I know you know that that's the person who wrote it. And it was illustrated by Diane DeGroat. Can you hear my family upstairs? I don't know what they're doing, but they're making a lot of noise, but that's okay, we'll keep going. It was illustrated by Diane DeGroat, and so that means she drew all the pictures. So, hold on, I'll start reading the story. A Turkey for Thanksgiving by Eve Bunting. It was Thanksgiving morning. Mr. Moose helped Mrs. Moose set the Thanksgiving table. Sheep will sit here. He likes a chair that's straight up and down, Mr. Moose said. Rabbit here. Porcupine here. Mr. and Mrs. Goat here. He smiled at his wife. Isn't it nice to have friends to share Thanksgiving? Mrs. Moose set 2 paper pilgrims, one at each end of the table. She placed the paper turkey with its great fan of a tail between the candles and stood back. Those look good, my dear, Mr. Moose said. Mrs. Moose sighed. Yes, but I wish we had a real turkey. Everybody always has a turkey for Thanksgiving. Everybody but us. Mr. Moose nuzzled Mrs. Moose's head. Well, that won't do. I will go this minute and find you a turkey for Thanksgiving. Let's see if I can turn the page. There we go. Mr. Moose put on his cap and went out. Mist wandered through the bare trees. The cold made his nose water. Rabbit poked his head from his rabbit hole. Mr. Moose, is it dinner time? Not quite yet. Mrs. Moose wants a turkey. I'm off to find one. Rabbit joined him in 3 quick hops. I'll come too. Moose's warm breath hung white in front of him. Snow crunched under his hooves and made little holes that Rabbit jumped over. I see the goats, Rabbit said. Mr. Goat raised his head and spat out the tin can he was chewing. Is it dinner time? He called. Not till I find a turkey, Mr. Moose said. We saw one down by the river, Mrs. Goat told him, and Mr. Goat added, a fat one. So you see Mr. and Mrs. Goat? Way over here are Moose and Rabbit. The goats leaped down from their perch. We'll show you. Sheep was farther up the hillside, looking round as a fur ball in his winter coat. Is it dinner time? He bellowed. First, I have to find a turkey, Mr. Moose bellowed back. There's a turkey nest on the river bank, Sheep called. Wait for me! The earth smelled of ice and moss as they crunched along. Above them a crow hung, black as a puff of wood smoke. Porcupine was hiding in the underbrush. It's you, he said, and put his quills down. We are off to get a turkey for Mrs. Moose, Mr. Moose explained. Do you want to come? I'm slow, Porcupine said. Pick me up on your way back. Who'd want to pick you up? Sheep asked, laughing his bleat of a laugh. I'll wait, Porcupine told Moose. Would you want to pick a porcupine up? I'm thinking probably not. They saw Turkey's nest right away, and Turkey himself peering over the top of it. "Turkey! Turkey!" Mr. Moose called in his sweetest voice. "Ah!" Turkey blundered from his nest and ran. Mr. Moose lumbered after him. "Turkey, don't run! We just want you for Thanksgiving dinner." Turkey ran faster. There are signs in front of his home. Here's what they say. "Do not disturb. Come back after Thanksgiving. No turkey here." What do you think Turkey thinks? His face looks scared. Let's turn the page and see what happens. Mr. Moose saw the red and blue sheen of Turkey's neck. Turkey's tail brushed crumbs of snow behind him as he tried to fly. "Too fat," Mr. Goat said. Turkey's legs bent in the middle as he fell, and Mr. Moose put a booted hoof on his head and smiled his great toothy smile. "I hope you don't have other plans for Thanksgiving, Turkey." Uh-oh, look at that face. This is, oh no, and look what's in his hand. Uh-oh, this could be bad. Mr. Moose helped Turkey up. "My wife won't mind that you're getting too fat," he said. "Let's go. It's getting close to dinner time." They marched Turkey in front. "I'm sorry about this, for I can see that you don't want to come," Mr. Moose said. "But I must insist. A promise is a promise." There was a wreath of dried fruit on the moose's door. Inside, the house was filled with Thanksgiving smells. Mr. Moose hid Turkey behind him. "Look who I brought, Mrs. Moose," he said. "Sheep, the goats, rabbit, and porcupine. And ta-da!" He pushed Turkey around in front of him. "For you, a turkey for Thanksgiving." Mrs. Goose looks really happy. Turkey does not. Mrs. Moose clapped her hoofs. "I'm so happy to have you, Turkey. Thank you, Mr. Moose. Now everything's perfect." "Shall we sit?" Sheep asked, heading for the straight up and down chair. "Let's," said Mrs. Moose. "Rabbit here. Porcupine sit here. Mr. and Mrs. Goat here. And look, I brought a chair from the other room in hopes of Turkey." A chair?" Turkey stammered. "Right next to me," Mrs. Moose said. "Light the candles, Mr. Moose." There were bowls of acorns and alfalfa sprouts dried since summer. There was willow bark and cured grasses and wild parsley. There were pressed leaves, thin and pale as new ice on a pond. "I hope you find something here to your liking, Mr. Turkey," Mrs. Moose said. "I wasn't sure of your taste." "You are so kind to worry about my taste," Turkey said. "I thought you'd be worrying about how I'd taste." "Heavens, no!" Mr. Moose smiled his big tooth smile and filled everyone's cup with cold spring water. "It's so nice to have friends around the table at Thanksgiving." Turkey's wattles wobbled. "It's even nicer to be at your table and not on it," he said. "Happy Thanksgiving, everybody." The end. Poor Turkey. He must have been really scared that Mr. and Mrs. Moose wanted to cook him and eat him instead of eat dinner with him. Boy, that was a close call. I sure am glad that worked out like it did. I want to talk to you a little bit about Thanksgiving. There are two things that a lot of people do to celebrate Thanksgiving. The first one is that usually people stop on Thanksgiving and pray and say thank you to God for all of the things that He has given to them, because God has been very good to us, and we know that He wants us to give thanks to Him. That's something we'll talk about more tomorrow. The other thing people do is cook and cook and cook and bake and cook a lot of food and eat. Most people love to eat Thanksgiving dinner. I don't know about you, it is my favorite meal of the whole year. Where we go to Thanksgiving, the food is so good. It's my favorite. And I always eat too much, and I always want to take a nap when I'm done eating because I'm so full. And I have a feeling you guys might do the same thing for Thanksgiving. Usually you have lots of aunts and uncles and grandparents and cousins, and maybe you might do that this year, you might not, it's a little bit different. But I want to show you some pictures of Thanksgiving. Hopefully you can see these. This one says, Thanksgiving is a time to enjoy delicious food. Do you see all of the food? The family is gathered around. What kinds of food do you see? You know what that is? That's a turkey. Do not tell a turkey that there's a turkey on the table. But most people eat turkey for Thanksgiving. Not everybody, but most do. Let's see, I have one more picture. This one says, there are many different foods at a holiday meal. What kinds of foods do you see on there? You see turkey and stuffing and green beans and mashed potatoes. I like turkey, but I love mashed potatoes. Those are a few of the different kinds of foods that you will eat for Thanksgiving dinner. Most people have those different kinds of foods. I have a little song, and we're going to see which kinds of foods you like to eat. There are many different foods that different families eat. This song is called I Like Turkey, and I'll sing it, and you can listen, and then after that, I want you to sing it with me because I don't like to sing by myself. Okay, and we'll change the words with every verse. It's really simple, though. You'll get it. You ready? Here's how it goes. I like turkey, it's so good, it's so good. Do you love turkey? What is your favorite? Tell me now, tell me now. Thumbs up if you like turkey. Thumbs down if you don't like turkey. Let's sing it one more time together, and then we're going to switch the food. Are you ready? Sing it with me. I don't want to sing alone. I like turkey, it's so good, it's so good. Do you like turkey? What is your favorite? Tell me now, tell me now. Thumbs up or thumbs down? All right, that was the turkey. Next, we're gonna sing about corn. My son doesn't eat vegetables very often. This is his favorite vegetable. Are you ready? So instead of turkey, we'll say corn. I like corn, it's so good, it's so good. Do you like corn? Is it your favorite? Tell me now, tell me now. Thumbs up, thumbs down. I like corn. All right, I already told you I like this one, mashed potatoes. Are you ready? I like mashed potatoes, it's so good, it's so good. Do you love mashed potatoes? What is your favorite? Tell me now, tell me now. Good, middle, I like it. Next up, you cannot have Thanksgiving dinner without pie. Are you ready? I like pie, it's so good, it's so good. Do you love pie? What is your favorite? Tell me now, tell me now. And maybe we'll do one more. Let me see. Let me look at all of these. I've got lots of options. Let's do, this is another of my favorites. Rolls. I love dinner rolls with lots of butter. Are you ready? Let's sing. Sing it with me. I like rolls, it's so good, it's so good. Do you love rolls? What is your favorite? Tell me now, tell me now. I like rolls. I hope you guys do too. Those are just a few of the different kinds of foods that you will probably eat for Thanksgiving. Maybe not. Every family is a little bit different. After this video, you can ask your mom and dad what kinds of food you will actually be eating next week for Thanksgiving. In the meantime, I hope you have a great day. And I love you guys. Bye.